Hi, in this video I'm going to discuss how we can design a professional print preview within the application. So to create this demo, what we need to do, we need to create a form where we need to fetch the employee information. So let's disable this form so we can have a blank forms. So now we are in the design mode, and the first thing what we need to do, we need to create a form, and as usual the we need to define the form name. Let's say print preview sample, and select the company and select the menu and update it. There are two ways now to proceed. Either the first we have to create the connection, or we can take a shortcut. We can go to here, select the data connection and select the database where we need to work. So we are going to work in the demos database. So right click and update it. What this process does, this process will create a connection. By default connection is there, you need to check it. So now the connection is connected. uh, After that we need to create a database connection is there. We need to create a connection for the table because we need to access let's say employee table. So we'll go here and right click, access, and create a query component. Okay, and then create a data source component also. So now we have two component. One is the table and another is data source. So let's go and configure the database table. So this is the table name. Let's select the connection, select the database, which is the demos, and then select the demo imply. So it should be demo underscore imply. Okay, and make it connected. So it's active now. Now what we need to do, we need to create a form interface. So to create a form interface, let's take it to group box. Okay, uh, let's make the first group box size like this, and come back here, make it client. Okay, in this we need to create one panel, so where we can put the some control inside. So let's select like this, make it top, so it will get line, and here we need to get a grid to access the data. So we'll go here, we'll select this DB grid, and as usual we need to select the client, and then we need to select the data source. Okay, why it went like this? Let me check what we selected. We selected, let's say, client. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to check if the data source is already there. We need to go and connect the data source because data source is not connected. So now we have a data available on the grid. Now we are trying to create a print preview. So to create the print preview, the first step is we need to have a one data lookup component. So let's say this is our data lookup component, and why we are creating data lookup component, because we need to create uh, a table where the system is storing all the print previews. So what we need to do, better we should have in the inside this one. Let's delete this one first, create the database object. So let's go and create one more query, and this time let's create the both data source and this one, and then we need to rename it. So let's go here. So this one, let's make it preview list, and then as usual we will select the connection. Now here we will select the system table, which is the DB Naina system desktop, because all the setup files are there, and we need to select from here. There is a table called desktop preview head, because in this table all the previews are going to be saved. So we selected preview list, and then we go back to the component here and select the preview and copy it, and let's say yes preview list. So now we have a preview list is already available here. Now what we need to do, we need to go and create a lookup. So let's go to component here and create a lookup. Now in this lookup we have to define the data source. So let's say here list source will be the preview list. List field is preview name, and key field is preview ID. So now we have these three things are already configured. So let's go back and make this table active. So okay, the table is already active. What we need to do here, we need to make sure everything's perfect. Okay, so let's close this form and reload, so we can have a refreshed memory. So now you can see lot of previews are displaying here, but these are not linked to uh, this form. So what we need to do, we need to write a standard code to restrict, to display only the preview related to this. So what we need to do, we need to go to self, and we need to go here, and then we need to try to find the previous code. So what we need to do, we need to after form load. So what is the event is after form load. Okay, so let's see here which is the latest one. Yeah, I need this code. So you don't need to write every time, you need to cut and paste. So basically what the system is doing, system is trying to restrict to display only the preview linked to this particular transaction. So you save it now, go back, and then come back. Now because it's in the design mode, so it will not. So to test the application, what we need to do, print preview sample, and let's say refresh menu, print preview sample. Okay, so now when we are loading into runtime mode, here you can see it's a blank, because we did not make any print preview design. Now to make the print preview design, the second important aspect is we need to go and select a TFRX report component. The moment you will click, it will show like this. The one component is going to appear like this. So select this one, go back to property, and then preview dataset. You need to connect the preview dataset with the preview list. So now preview list is connected with the FRX component. Now one more component we need to take. This is a preview. Now we need to take a data set which is required to develop a preview reports. So now you need to take one data set for the preview report, and for this one we just need to connect which data source we want to display the data. So basically the imply master we want to display. So right now we have done all the configuration, which was the first configuration was the T preview and then details. Now for this one, you need to right click and then you need to select add edit design. Now the moment you click, the system has embedded Fastreport Designer embedded, okay, and it's part of the license, so you don't need to worry. So you just click wizard and then you can select from here. Take example, I need to have 456 field, okay, click and then finish. Now we have this report ready, preview it. So we have this report. Now what we need to do, we need to go and save it as a FRX file. So let's say imply emp demo preview. This is the file name. So you save it and then exit. And here you need to enter the name like imply imply print print preview. Imply print preview. Okay, now save it. Once you have done everything, close this one. Now come back to the runtime mode, or let's load it from so it will load everything. So here preview sample is there. Now if I go and click here, when I click, it does not executed the print preview now because there is a one code need to be written here. So what we need to do, we need to go and copy the code from any previous transaction. So go here and double click and close up. So click close up here and then you can transaction all, check the previous scripts. So here you can say on close up. Now on close up there are C print preview I have written here. So let's see, this is the code we need to copy. Now when you paste it, first time you paste and then what we need to do, we need to take the name, this print preview, this one, because it's a component name. So go back to this particular lookup, go to event and just replace the name of the preview. So like this and like this. We don't need to change here preview list because we kept the same name. That's why I mentioned the preview list. So save it. So now the event is already written on the lookup. So once we select the name, okay, once we click, is going and picking the file and displaying here. So it's very simple. Now what we need to do, we need to add one more report. Like you can have a multiple report design and attach with the lookup. So let's go back here, right click, add design report, and let's create a new report. I think we already made implied demo report. So if I have this one, so okay, or what we need to do, or what we need to do, we need to create a new report and just okay, we need to go here and select this one, or basically what we need to do, we need to create a report like this. So let's say last name, first name, title, and then say okay, and let's say we have a picture here, so I want to show the picture, and let's take the image here, and in the image we need to assign the data set and the picture. Okay, the picture field is here photo. So this will display, and then let's take some more fields. So I want to display one employee on one page. So let's make it here. Uh, let's drag this one here, and then we have address. Let's say address, and then country. Let's say handphone. Okay, then let's say note. Okay, let's preview it. So here is showing this much as so let's make it big. Okay, so now once we preview it will show, yeah, so one employee is displaying in one. So what we need to do, we need to go and save it. Okay, like emp 001, any name you can give, and then we can go and exit here, and here we can say employee data, save it. What we have done, we created a new print preview and attached with the form. So let's go and check the print preview. Now we have one is print preview, which is going to show everything. Now here, if you filter it, take example, if you filter on this, so now we have two records. If we select, it will only show the two record because it's linked with the data set. So let's clear it and let's go and select this. Now we have a page wise, on each page one employee is getting displayed. Now again here, if we go and filter it, it will appear on the same manner. So basically we can create multiple print preview, okay, with the one data, and it's linked with the active data set. So it display very easily. And to change, suppose we have done this and we want to make changes. So let's go back. Okay, let's go back and select. Uh, let's go back here and select. You can say this one and right click, add edit design. So it will select this one. Like take example, we want to make this one. Uh, let's say here we want to change this particular one. Let's say imply report. So basically we have now we are making a change. So we can go and save it and exit, and we need to keep the same name. So save it. Now once you go back, you can have uh, the data saved here, employee data. You can see employee report is there. So making the changes is also just a few click of mouse. Okay, your changes is being done and is updated in the application, and you don't need to write any code or anywhere anything. So this was the idea to show how we can easily design the custom print preview within the application without writing much code. Thank you.